of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So, good evening, everybody. Tonight here at City Hall currently are myself, Councilman Howard, Councilwoman Kokoli, Deputy Clerk Fraunfelder, Mel from the Acantha, Polly from the dog, Friends of the Show Dog Park, Lisa Hudnut from the Friends of the Show Dog Park, Jan Asselstein wearing many hats, too many hats for me to say tonight. So, and then it's just Councilman Doyakos is zooming in from an unknown location in the Midwest, hiding from tornadoes. How's that?
In the basement.
That was last week, which was like real talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't think you were in a basement. It looks too urbanized. So first thing would be the approval of the city minutes from our city meeting of the 24th of May. I have a motion from Councilman Howard.
Second.
Too late. The delay on the radio got you. Second from Councilwoman Kokoli. Any changes or corrections? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll get them approved. You're already out of state. You heading back out of state again, Councilman?
Not that I know of.
Councilman Howard or Kokoli, you're not home for a while? We'll ask Councilman Merger when he gets here, and he is on his way over from the bank. He didn't get off till 5:30, so he said it'd take him a couple minutes. I am not going anywhere as far as I know. So we'll go for that. We have no unfinished business. Our new business tonight takes us to pay request number 3 for the wastewater project at Bowling Construction Incorporated. This has been reviewed and approved by our engineer. And I will have a progress update for you, Councilman Howard, at the next one, both dollar-wise and percentage days-wise, so we know where we're sitting at. But Mike said that they have, once they got through the Highway 220 and got north of Highway 220, things have gone a little bit smoother.
Looks like it.
Yeah, they did hit a gas line today, but it was relatively simple to get it fixed. Missed a sewer connection, but they got that fixed as well. So they're making up some lost time. So
I move we approve pay request number 3.
I have a motion from Councilman Dean,
Second.
a second from Councilman Howard. Mel, have you seen these?
See which is,
The pay requests and stuff?
I think it's not in the packet, it's in the packet.
Should be in the pack. It's in my packet, but
I've got it, thank you.
okay. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We will get it paid. Polly,
Yes.
Lisa, I apologize from the bottom of my heart that it took so long to get your lease put together, but it is done.
Thank you.
And we're ready to move forward if you guys are ready to move forward.
Take it away.
Well, the lease is put together, it's in your packet, you guys, and I got tired of waiting, so I did it myself.
It's beautiful.
I did clean up a couple places where there were some underlined marks that shouldn't have been underlined in that. But it's a 5-year lease and with options to renew on additional 2-year terms. It's pretty much the same format we've used for the baseball fields, for the rodeo grounds and the golf course. So if the wheel wasn't broke, I should not have tried to reinvent it in the first place. So if you guys have no questions, I would entertain or any additional questions from Mel, Jen, council people.
I do have a question. We mentioned baseball, golf course. I know we've got like the Chamber MOU just did for the visitor center, rodeo grounds, and I think the trap shooting club are all on city property. What are the terms on those? Is like, outside the ones that we know about?
Most of them are 5 years, a couple of them are 2 years. The baseball is a 10-year.
Okay. So this is kind of right in the middle then.
Yes. Would it be, and we probably could have staggered them, but I didn't have the list. And
No, that's fine. I move approval of the lease agreement.
I have a motion to approve the dog park lease from Councilman D.
Second.
A second from Councilman Howard. They're knuckle bumps over here.
Wait until the fat lady sings. It's not done
Yeah.
just yet.
Any other questions or concerns? Those in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
Those opposed? The dog park is one more step closer to having get your sign up, Polly, get your sign up.
We will do that. We need a nice letter from you on the company station.
I will have that.
Okay.
Yep, I will do that for you. I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, but I'll have it for you. Yeah.
We can't hit them up right away, but
Nope.
yeah, we'll need them.
No,
But
I will
that's fine.
get
Thank
you
Paul.
a welcoming letter. How's that?
Well, just.
And y'all have your copy of your lease signed too. Well, I'll get you a copy of the signed lease with a welcome letter that you guys can use tomorrow.
That's wonderful. Thank
Okay.
you. And we'll
Will there be,
cooperative with you guys. I mean, I will tell you how things are going and what's happening.
Okay.
So,
will there be any issue? I see July 1 is they take over that space. Will there be any issues with Poland? Will they be out of there by then?
By then, they should be worked down to the farther to the north end to the skate park end of things.
Perfect.
Without Councilman Merger here, who knows where we're at in the skate park. They could be hanging from a tree swing as far as I know.
thank you very much.
Thank you guys for being patient with us, Polly. It took a while. Oh, speak of all rise for Councilman Merjan in the building. Can I have the claims book and I'll hand it down to him? We are already on new business number 4. Number 3, sorry. Item number 3 would be a vote on resolution 886, the submission of the county community child care grant. And kudos to Clerk Rogers for whipping this resolution together. She's kind of went out and looked at some different ones that have been out there and made her own footprint, and this is going to work quite nicely for us. So
I move approval of resolution 886.
Second,
I have a motion from Councilman D and a second from Councilman Merja. Jen? What's your timeline?
Well, it's gonna be submitted probably tomorrow afternoon, and we'll hear back the second week of July
Okay,
if that money has been received. And then they'll be looking to hire someone on as a community hub coordinator for childcare.
Okay.
Yeah, should have something up and running in the fall if someone is applying for the position.
so this is the startup grant that DPHHS does?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what
it
I
is a
thought.
competitive grant.
Right,
So we're not guaranteed anything. It's innovative. Our idea is definitely innovative. It's not just simply starting up a childcare business, which is the focus it sounds like is doing.
perfect.
So something new.
well, and the situation is dire.
I was just
Yeah, I didn't want to use the
I
word.
don't either, but I'm at that point where I think it's one of the biggest hurdles holding up things in our
Yeah.
community.
Yes,
is-
A lot of things.
Yeah, so,
There's not a single licensed childcare facility in Shoto.
nope, I knew that, yeah.
And there are great private ones, and we're very thankful for them. But sticking with some licensing, which is gonna lower cost of childcare for both parents and providers, is
Mhm.
gonna be the key.
Well, then you can do state scholarship and you can be on the meal program, and there's lots of things that come with being licensed.
Lots of incentives.
Cool.
Perfect.
Call the question.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I will get it signed, Jen, and I'll find it on Jody's desk, sign it tonight since I won't be here first thing in the morning. So
Good.
she can sign it and, or somebody can attest to it.
And just as a little piece of housekeeping on that, Mr. Mayor, so the Port Authority is a separate entity from the city. We're working on getting our SAM's number. We probably should have done that a few years ago. Just kind of make it a little cleaner in the future, but I appreciate Clerk Rogers working with the Port Authority to make this grant happen.
Cool.
Mhm.
We're getting there. As every day goes, we find something new that coulda, shoulda, woulda. And the housekeeping is a never-ending process we're finding out. Especially with Shauna on board. Shauna's been able to help us find some things and clean some things up too. So
She's a good hand.
She is. Item 4, vote on approval of document list, destruction list. Tom, what you got for us?
This is the normal destruction that we do yearly. The majority of it is just a 5-year destruction of documents that 5 years. Of course, our system has the long-term record of all the transactions with the documents themselves. After they've been audited, go out the door.
There's got to be a typo. It says 2017 was 5 years ago.
Yeah, think about that. I was sitting at graduation on Saturday in Helena. I was like, it's 38 years. Wow.
20-year reunion.
Doesn't feel like it, yeah. One thing, Tom, would you change your email on
Maybe.
it?
It's still valid.
Well, I know it is.
I can, yes, update that to the show empty.
Yeah,
What you're saying.
not a problem.
So who does this form go to? RM88? Is that just for the state record or is that just
This
an
one I
internal
just
record?
keep on hand.
Yeah. It's an internal form.
There are other forms that you do have to report to the Secretary of State or the Historical Society, but these
So
ones,
maybe that county office or something, yeah.
these ones I just keep in my own records.
Perfect. I move approval of the records destruction date, number 2022.
A motion from Councilman D,
Second.
a second from Councilman Howard. Any other questions? Those in favor?
Aye.
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 We will get that taken care of as well. Time to pay the bills, number 5.
Move approval of the claims.
I have a motion from Councilman Howard,
Second.
Councilman D with a second. It took me a minute, and I will admit, I'm not the sharpest man in the room, but I was trying to figure out what this stuff was for the VC. I mean, I'm used to, and it was for a visitor center. I hadn't put that together. That was the only question, and I'm like, Tom, let's be, and I figured it out. But Councilman D, your Councilwoman Crowley stepped out for a second.
So someone on here had a question.
Councilman Merges perusing.
The water tank clean and inspect.
Yes,
That's the water tanks. Okay,
they swam them last weekend.
okay, cool. That's the only question I have.
And from what I talked to Mike, the swimmers weren't sure that, they're like, you sure you've been in these things? And Mike's like, yeah, they swam them, just, this was a regular thing. So they did swim them. They found nothing on the interior to show anything.
To show a leak.
We did find a leak on the outside, but it was very, very minuscule leak. You were up this morning and there's a big hole up there.
Yeah.
Big hole up there from where they dug it out. Any other questions? No? Those in favor?
Aye.
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 Those opposed? Okay, we'll pay the bills. We will quick go around the room, Steve, so I don't keep you. Neighbor, Councilwoman Coley, anything for what's on your,
Shoto Summer Festival flyers.
and you are a point of
Circulating,
contact when
going
people
out.
call here.
Actually, they can contact me at the
Or?
title company or Sherry Heikkila.
Oh,
And it's all on Facebook too.
Okay.
You can reach the Shoto Star Optimist page. We're monitoring that pretty closely.
I will gladly bother Sherry every day of the week I can.
She's taking over as the new chairperson.
Okay.
Good.
And had a nice conversation this morning with Denny Blower. Very happy with everything that went on over in his yard and in his neighborhood with Poland construction.
I will tell you that Mike said the same thing. Mike was absolutely stunned at the level of work they put in, putting back the sod and redoing all that stuff on that stretch of
He
road.
said they went above and beyond even with some of the things that
Yep.
his, some attention, his sprinkler system or
Yeah.
beds needed, and he had 0 complaints.
What started out as rough has seemed to smooth out. The hiccups seem to be gone. And I think a lot of the hiccups were Highway 220, getting across that.
That was a job.
Anything else for us? One arm, Councilman Howard.
Too much for firemen, pyrotechnics, technicians for fireworks, we were training last weekend, I believe.
Oh, okay.
That's why the truck was out in Helena. So they're just ready for the big festivities on the 4th. I've been watching Bowens, looks like they really have picked up the pace. It's looking pretty good. And yeah, Mike said he'd get the other, like a triple way to check our schedule.
Yes, he will.
Everything next time, so.
Yeah, he'll have our stuff for our reports. Anything else? Council Merja?
I got nothing. It's been a good week.
It has been a good couple of weeks.
Actually, I do have a question. I asked for time off or time out of state at the last meeting.
Yes, and you didn't know when you were going, but you thought you'd update us, so you know now.
Yeah, I'm leaving the 17th and I'll be back probably the 26th.
And you're going to camp.
So no, I'm going to vacation, so I will be
Oh,
on
okay.
Zoom for the meeting. But do text me because I'm an hour off.
I will text you,
Thank
as
you.
I do in the mornings. Councilman D.
I will defer to other chamber things to Jen, if she has any updates from tomorrow's meeting, board meeting last week. I don't know what day it is. But I just found out earlier this week that Frontline Ag donated a bike to the parade committee, and there's now a bike being shown off in the old thrift store
Trading post.
/ trading post building. We don't have it up on the website for registrants just yet, but there is a drop box right there for kids to register for the bike. And lots of 4th of July planning is still going forward. A lot of it, thankfully, takes care of itself, or the volunteers know how to take care of themselves, which I'm extremely grateful for. Yeah, it sounds like the progress on the band shell is moving forward pretty quickly, that there's a lot of movement happening right now. I don't have full details, but it sounds like that's starting to shake loose. So that's exciting.
I have not been over there. They poured
Yes,
foundations?
yes, it's good footings.
Oh, they poured footings.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
There was rumor, and I don't want to jinx it, but there's rumor that it might be ready in time for the 4th of July weekend. So we're excited for that. Rumor.
Rich really wants it to be.
Okay.
Rich is really, really hopeful and optimistic.
Well, that's a good thing. Very much so.
That's all I've got.
Okay.
To sound totally ignorant, it's still on the east side of the pavilion.
It's still on the east side.
Southeast side, yeah.
basically Right where the.
Where the trailer normally
Trailer,
parks.
truck and trailer had been parked.
I'll have to go by there. I guess I haven't been by there.
It will be there.
From City Hall, the pace is picked up here. Reminder to folks out there, if you're going to do a home improvement project, please call the city before you get started. If someone's out driving around, myself, a council person, one of the city crew, and we see something going on, the first thing we're gonna do is come back and say, hey, does this person have a permit? And even if you don't think you need a permit, you're better off making the call to 466-2510 and asking if you need a permit. If you're gonna put a fence up, if you're gonna put a retaining wall up, if you're gonna side your house, if you're gonna do anything structural, you are going to need a permit. And just because you have a contractor doing the work does not guarantee the contractor is going to do the permit. And in fact, I would say that it is the homeowners or the property owner's responsibility to make sure your permits are in order.
True.
I'm not going to say it, but I've had no four-legged complaints lately. But I'm going to go back out there on my horse again and say, people, try and be nice to your neighbors. Coming to us and asking us to create ordinances because you can't get along with a neighbor is going to do nobody any good. And I have started telling folks when they want to complain to loop in their council members, because ultimately it comes to the council members and then it can come to us. But it's tough. I know it's tough out there at times to try and get along with folks, but We got to do a better job. More government, more regulations, more ordinances is not the answer. I think we'll find a way to get through most of these issues that we have out there. As we get into our next meeting, be the 21st. I'm going to be gone to Helena next week for, technically supposed to be gone for Board of League of Cities and Towns and MMI board meetings next week, as will Jody for 2 days. Sean and Tom do an amazing job holding on the fort. I'm very happy that Sean is here to keep me in line. Because when Tom and Jody are busy, she's there to toe the mark. So our next meeting, if nobody else has anything, would be to 21 June. And we'll go here again. And that'll be 2 days before Chamber After Hours, which is going to be at Rocky Mountain Insurance's office out north of town. And I'm going to do smoked chicken wings and smoked macaroni and cheese for some of the food, and we'll figure out what else we're going to be doing as well. So
5 to 6:30.
what's that?
5 to 6:30.
5 to 6:30 will be fine. Bring a chair.
And open to the public.
It is open to the public. Yes, it is open to the public. So I'm using this as an excuse to buy another smoker possibly. So yeah, open to the public. Anything else from me tonight, Jen? Mel?
Beyond excited for the band shell.
She's still giddy over the band shell. She's the band nerd in her's coming out. So
On that note, Leanne ordered a new mouthpiece this morning.
Because I forgot to ask Lyndon about the 5C, 7C out of my dad's exhaust is smashed.
Oh.
Mouthpieces.
Well, she ordered one and she said if you find one, she'll figure it out.
Okay.
So
Thank you, Shoto. Thank you guys for being out there. Thank you guys for reaching out, helping out. Remember, we're still trying to get some ideas on chip sealing on the north side of town through the Country Club Edition, whether we want to go ahead and do that, a smaller project, or if we want to push off and try and cover it differently just due to the cost. So if you have some thoughts on that, please weigh in. Thanks, everybody. Do your best to conserve some water, and we'll see you guys on the 21st.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.